American Music Award of Merit. And that's because it's not just for a couple of big hits or a couple of good years. It's for a lot of good years, even decades. This year's recipient, the godfather of soul, James Brown, is having as much effect on music of today as he did on the music of 30 years ago. Here to tell us more is Gladys Knight.
I am so pleased for you, and you truly deserve this honor. I'm so proud to be here tonight to help tell your story. You are something, I'll tell you. James Brown had been performing in the 1950s as a member of the Flames, or sometimes the famous Flames. But as the new decade began, he exploded like a bombshell onto the 60s music scene.
James Brown and his famous Flames.
He moved and sang with an energy and a power rarely seen before.
Such a high and deep as home. And you step and me. Such a high and deep as down. And you step and me. Right. You know you're out of sight. Are you ready for the night train? Night! Night! Night!
James wanted to sing, so I let him sing. Then I wished I hadn't let him sing, because he stayed on stage for hours on my show.
To tell us James Brown's other name, here is Michael Bolton.
Honorary titles for legendary performers go back quite a few years. Count Basie, Duke Ellington, the King, Elvis Presley, and the godfather of soul, James Brown.
Not a woman on there.
Did anybody ever teach you to do what you do, or does it come from here?
A human package of dynamite. A legend in his own time. The one and only James Brown.
James quickly became the biggest star of soul music and moved into the pop field, where he is second only to Elvis with 94 chart records and 17 top tens. On the black charts, he is the king with 116 chart records and 17 #1 hits.
Papa's got a brand new band.
Aretha couldn't be here. She's in Detroit, but she wanted to be part of this tribute to James Brown.
Congratulations, James. You absolutely deserve it. James Brown's special kind of funk is rooted in his early surroundings and grew out of some gritty life experiences. James grew up near Augusta, Georgia. He was one of a family of 18, and they were poor folks. He worked a lot of odd jobs, but his highest paying one was buck dancing. It brought in $5 a month and paid the rent. Even back then, he realized the importance of school. And later, when he was a star, he still emphasized the role of education in making your way in the USA. Throughout his life, James has experienced many peaks and valleys. As a teenager and in the 1980s, he spent time in prison, but his contributions to the country have been frequent and deeply felt. Only 24 hours after the Martin Luther King assassination, James went to Boston for a concert. He used his music and persuasion to calm some nervous police and an audience of hurt, angry people. When riots struck Washington, D.C. and Watts in L.A., he walked the streets and talked with people. Then, during the Vietnam War, he volunteered to go there and entertain our troops.
Here now is a James Brown longtime admirer and friend, Dick Clark.
You and I have been friends for over 30 years. And we've had some world-class arguments, James. You're not an easy man to love. But you know I love you. I'm really proud to be your friend. I hope the feeling is mutual. Now, James, Guns N' Roses, as you know, are in San Diego, and Slash, speaking for the whole band, has a little something he wants to say to you. This is Slash.
Without getting into too much detail about how badass he is, James Brown has pretty much influenced all the really cool rock and roll that I grew up with.
Hey, Slash,
And
here's that brand new bag.
cool, thanks, Pops. Anyway, so in turn, he's influenced my whole career as a musician, and I know there's a lot of other musicians out there like me. So on behalf of everybody, I gotta say thanks, James.
Now, as much as the public loved James and his music, no one was more affected by him than his fellow artists, both his contemporaries and the stars of today.
When Michael Jackson first auditioned for me, he did a James Brown song, and he danced like James Brown, so obviously he was influenced a lot by James Brown.
Almost 20 years later, the influence was still there. Because his performances are so full of fun, it's hard to top him with a takeoff. So friends like Eddie Murphy just imitate him out of affection. The Cape Midden Please, Please, Please is his most famous move. It's the James Brown National Anthem and has been copied many times since.
Everybody wants to know what's going down. Now with the James got the gym with the Bobby Brown.
Just the way he performed for people. He was a showman. He gave the people what they were looking for.
James Brown had a way of staying funky.
Here's some music, serving you some music. Papa got a brand new song.
James Brown was the first rap artist ever. Am I ready, Godfather?
Go out and give it all you got. Hit them hard. Show them what time it is. Never give up. Never quit.
You asked me how do I feel about James Brown, and I have to say it. I feel good.
Oh, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't die. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't die. So good. So good. I got you. I feel good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the godfather of soul, Mr. James Brown.
The award reads, when this unique artist exploded on the scene, his energy and originality captured the music and the public and inspired so many of his fellow artists. Now, over 3 decades later, the Godfather of Soul continues to excite the world with his vibrant performances. The American Music Awards proudly present the Award of Merit to the Godfather of Soul, James Brown.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hammer, would you take this back? Because I got something I got to do right here. Thank you very much. First, I thank God. Then I thank my lovely wife, Agent, out there, who stood with me when times were rough, going up and down the road. There's so many about, I can't call each and every one name, but you know, I love all of you. And I look at you and I know I've seen the face somewhere. You beautiful people. I want you to know I thank my record company, Paula Graham, who's just brought out a Star Time album. It's fantastic. I thank my new record company, Scotty Brothers, who we call Living in America. And right now we have a thing, Love Overdue. And it's a title song, a single coming from it is Put a Little Love in Your Heart, which we all should do right now, you know. One thing we need most of all is love. Do you agree? I want to thank my attorney, Mr. Reggie Samuels, on the Potomac, Mr. Tom Hart. I'd like to thank Mr. Buddy Dallas, Mr. Cannon, George Bradley, strange name right now, right? And I would like to thank all of you. And I want you to know that my love goes deeper than you could ever imagine. But one thing I'd like to leave with you. Thank you. I'd like to leave this with you. First we say, God bless America, God bless the world. And God bless the kids because they're the leaders. Let's keep them clean. And right now, taken from a young man by the name of Frankie Clark out of New York, I hope you live 200 years, and I live 200 years minus 1 day. So I'll never know beautiful people like you have passed away. It all started like this. Please, 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 honey, please don't go. I love you so. Please, please, honey, please don't go. I love you so. Mr. John, Papa's in the Twain. They do it. The free thing. Ain't no drag. Papa's got a brand new bag. Get up. Get up there. Stay on the scene. Like sexy cheating, y'all. Get out. Get up. Stay on the scene. Sexy cheating, y'all. When we say get up, what do we mean? Get up. When we say get up, what do we mean? Get up. When we say get up, what do we mean? Get on up. AMA, what do we mean? Get on up. Everybody, what do we mean? Get on up. Turn it off. Get up, fam. Get on up. Get up, fam. Get on up. Stay on the scene. Get on up. Get up, fam. Get up, fam. Stay on the scene. Get up. Get up, fam. Stay on the scene. Wait a minute. Now stay gone. Stay on the scene. Don't take the place. Going to the discotheque. I'm going to the discotheque. Got it, just the pants and I need to dance. Just going to the discotheque. Can do the bump. On and shake your rump. Stay on the scene. Shake your scene. Get it do the bump. Going to shake your rump. Stay on the scene. Shake your scene. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Right on, right on. Right on, right on. Right on, right on. Right on, right on. Right on. Need the bread. Need the bread. I want the bread. Want the bread. Give the bread. Give the bread. Give it to me. Listen to what I'm talking about. If you love somebody, keep on clapping your hands. Everybody needs to love somebody. All right. Take it for my ladies down the lover do. Put a little love in your soul. And let the good time roll. And you say, got to love. Won't you put a little love in your soul? And let the good time roll. And you say, wait a minute. Huh. When you hear that? All right. Huh. Everybody know it. Love your sister. Love your brother. I don't think you hear me up there. Can you hear me up there? Can you hear me up there? You hear me up there? I can do that too. Can you do that too? You can do that too. Can you do that too? Love your sister. Love your brother. Love the Father. Love the Son. Don't forget about the Holy One. Do it again. Elvis Presley was out of sight. Otis Redding was dynamite. Marvin Gaye was out of sight. John Lennon was out of sight. Bob Marley was out of sight. Jimi Hendrix was dynamite. You can be out of sight. Everybody come with me tonight. I got to show that I'm out of sight. Do it right, do it right. Everybody is you out of sight. You got to be nice.
Still to come, performances by Boyz II Men, Travis Tritt, and two more Hammer super hits on the 19th Annual American Music Awards.